Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be doing some colouring in the book Daydreams. Haven't picked out which page I'm going to do yet, but I decided I'd just make this quick video of me doing some colouring just to help motivate or inspire you to just get started with your colouring. Right, so I've opened up to this page here with these birds. I was going to call them flamingos, but I don't think they are flamingos, so but I may do them pink anyway. I saw a quick picture this morning on Facebook and it had some nice like pink and yellow blends, and then also I just happened to see like some blue to yellow as well, and it was something a wee bit different, so I might try that and just see how we get on. So I think I'll use my Faber-Castell pencils today. So yeah, I'll just get started. So actually the first thing I'm going to do is do a pastel background, which sometimes I like to do that. Just fills in a lot of the page quite quickly, and I think I'm going to use some orangey sort of tones. So I've just got my orange, and what I'm going to do is actually just scrub some in. So it's going to be quite a messy video. Chalk pastels are always a mess for me, but once you've got them all set with a setting spray, they're fine. Nice. Now my camera likes to make this look a lot whiter and brighter than what it actually is. If you've got a Hannah Carlson colouring book, you'll know that the pages are an off-white, almost cream colour, and so it just feels like the camera's made it a lot whiter, but that's just its white balance, I think. So the orange has a lot more coverage than what it's showing as well. Let's put a bit of yellow in there. Some pastels you'll find are quite hard and they don't want to sort of chalk up the page. If you have that, you can just get a scrap bit of paper and just sort of scrub away at it and hope. There we go. Got it started. Let's put some yellow in the middle. It's nice. These are only cheap chalk pastels, so obviously more expensive ones, or your pan pastels, they have a lot more pigment to them. But for the amount of times that I actually use pastels in my colouring, these do the trick. Right, so I'm just going to blend that out. Let's see if we can change this camera, see if I can get it more like what it is actually in real life. Okay, so I've just changed the mode a little bit. It makes it a little bit more dull, but I think you can kind of see the colour a little bit better. Blow some of this excess chalk off. And just keep rubbing with my finger until it's something I'm happy with. I also have some tools that I've used in the past, and you could use cotton tips as well. Let's see if this big one actually helps. I would use a small one, but it's got that bluey green aqua colour on it from a previous time, so if you're worried about getting harsh lines, what you can do is basically grate your chalk onto a scrap piece of paper and then pick it up with either your finger or a tool. You'll actually see I've just rubbed that and it's already got yellow on it, so it is working. But it will just make it a lot smoother. But when you want to get the colour on there quickly, it's no big deal. gives it a nice effect too, just a bit more texture and less perfect. Right, now when I'm colouring, I always like to have a piece of white paper on the other side, because as you can see I've got this really bright blue which has been done with polychromos pencils, and it can easily just transfer onto what's on the other side. So it's always a good idea to have something in between. Even if there's nothing there, that just the ink of the lines, like the printed lines, can go through. A lot of the time when it comes to colouring, it's fun to just play and not worry about things being perfect or that you can't do something that you've seen someone else do. It doesn't really matter. I mean, everyone was at that stage once, and the thing that changed it for them is they gave it a go. So don't ever be worried about giving things a go and it not working. I mean, it doesn't matter to make mistakes, it's all part of learning. And I'm not the perfect colourist, never will be, but I just like to have fun. And art is definitely a way I can have fun and show my creative side. If you didn't have one of these sort of sponges, which I wouldn't expect half of you to have, but you could use a bit of fabric, maybe like an old jersey or something. It's doing the same job. Okay, I'm just going to go and wash my hands. Okay, so I have an eraser here, and I'm just going to rub out a few of the bits that I'll colour in, just to get rid of that orange undertone. If you had a pen eraser, they'd come in handy here for doing the finer details. But I'm okay with this picture having overall a yellowy orange undertone. It really goes and lightens it up, doesn't it? Now it's funny, when I started this I originally said how I had, you know, a couple of colour ideas, and now as you get started those ideas can start to change, and I can always do those colour ideas on another page, or they might still get incorporated into this. Make sure you're using a good eraser. These erasers can go bad over time, and they they go hard and they have an oil sort of excrete out of them. When they get like that, they'll just ruin your page. They'll put grey marks over it, and it's quite hard to come back from that. So make sure you just check your your eraser's still fine by doing it on a scrap bit of paper first, or even when you feel it, if it's still bendy and has sort of a softness to it, it's fine. Okay, so now that that step's done, I'm going to go and seal it. This is the fixative that I use by PBO. It's the only one I've ever used. I don't know if it's my favourite or not, but it does the trick. Is it bad that I love the smell of it? It's getting a bit old and I need to clean the tip. You'll see that, or you might see there's some splatters on there, but it still works out fine. Right, I'll let that dry. Just opened up my curtain and my windows to let the smell of the fixative go, and you can kind of see the picture more to life what it actually looks like in the sunshine, but obviously it creates beautiful shadows as I'm colouring, so we don't want those. Okay, so I've given it 2 coats of the fixative and let it dry, and cleaned up all of my tools and chalk pastels. So next I'll be on to colouring these birds, and I think I'm going to colour them a nice pink colour. Yeah, I think this pink carmine will be my starting point. Now this wing gets a little bit lost, so I'm going to make around its edge bold also. and hopefully it just brings it forward in the picture a little bit. Looking at it, I can't actually decide whether, I think these are all feathers of the wing too, aren't they? And we'll just leave that for now. Okay, when it comes to the feathers, I think I'm going to have them darker in at the roots of them and then have them fade out. Doing that pastel background, you end up getting a lot of the page completed quite quickly, which is nice. Looks quite nice, just the pink and the white. But I think I won't leave it that colour. I have to think of another colour for it to transition into, whether it's pink or yellow or another colour entirely. I think I still want it to be quite light. It's looking quite good. So I think I'm going to use the dark chrome yellow for the feet, the legs and the beak. And it might not be enough variation from the background, so I might have to put some dark in it, but at the moment I think it stands out nicely. Nice vibrant orangey yellow. And we'll just do that on the other bird as well. Okay, so I think what I'll do is use the cream and blend it up into the cream, and then anywhere that I need more, I'm going to leave the tips white. Anywhere that it's no longer white, I'll go in with my jelly roll pen at the end to just put those highlights on. I might even just put them in now just so I don't forget, but if they end up going, if colour ends up smudging over them, I can just go over it again with this. Blending it all out nicely. I could even just go over some of those feather lines with white. See, my ideas are always changing and adapting. I don't often just stick to my plan, which always makes, if I'm even making a tutorial video, a bit difficult. The eye, what colour? We'll leave that for now. Going back in with the pink carmine, I think it was, just to deepen up some of these areas, smooth it. If you're still watching this part of the video, let me know in the comments section why you enjoy colouring. I enjoy colouring first of all because it can be relaxing, but also I just love to be creative, and I find I love art too, but I find in art I'm too critical of my drawings, so I'm always halted by a certain bit. Like, I don't know, if I was trying to draw this bird, there might be I've done a wing wrong, or I've done a leg wrong, or something like that, and I think I just get held up on that, so it makes it hard to finish the picture. Where when I'm colouring in someone else's drawing, I might also have those thoughts of, oh, that wing looks a bit funny, or I don't know, this picture's absolutely fine, but, or like the feathers, they might look a bit messy, or something like that, but I still managed to finish them, colour it in and finish it without it being an actual issue for me. Where when it's my own drawing, it could be exactly the same as this, but I would critique it a lot more than it being somebody else's. I hope that makes sense. But I find that I can just finish it a lot more comfortably in my mind. That being so hard on myself. I got better at not being so hard on myself and just letting things happen and put everything down to learning. But I remember when I first started colouring a few years ago, I just loved the fact that I could get work finished and be like, oh well, that person's face looked a bit wrong there, but I didn't draw it. You know what I mean? Might go in with some greys for the eyes. Oh, these are so sharp, I just stabbed myself in the wrist. And excuse my dog in the background if you can hear him. He's just deciding to rub himself all over the carpet. Don't know why, but he's making a noise about it. Ollie, don't your jersey off. Don't your jersey off. That might look a wee bit droopy, I don't know. I'll do it on this one too. Oh, I've just had the thought I could do these birds different colours. Do I want to do them different colours or the same? Okay, so putting that grey in there, we've lost a bit of the definition of the eye, so I'm just going to go over with my black pencil, or maybe I'll even use a black pen. I wonder where my black Tri Plus fine liner's gone. Isn't that always the way when you go to grab something and it's gone? Here it is. I must have accidentally just put it in my pencil case, right? So I'm just going to trace over that eye. Just add so much more definition back into it. Just go around this too. Okay, let's go on with the white pen. I have to be careful to make sure that it's actually dry before I keep colouring. Right. Now decisions, how are we going to do this? I think if I do a white line on these feathers maybe. I think my dog's finally stopped scratching himself now that I've taken his jersey off him. He just had a wee haircut the other day, so it had been a bit cooler. I'm not sure about what I think of this, but we'll continue. We might also do some of the edges of these exterior feathers. Okay, one bird done. Might go on to just some of the greenery, and then I'll probably leave it for this video. So I'm going to use walnut brown for this stick. And this page, if you want to see it finished, which of course you do, I will have an update video, hopefully the start of April or the end of March, just on the past couple of months, what I've managed to complete and achieve in this book. Since I think the last one I did was maybe the end of January. So if you haven't seen that series of what else I've coloured in Hannah Carlson's Daydreams, you should definitely check it out. It's quite cool just to have a look what other people are doing, and whether it's just for ideas or inspiration or even motivation. I know I love seeing what else other people have achieved and just getting ideas, just blending that brown off as it goes into the leaf. Now when you're colouring, if you happen to notice any bits that you've obviously missed when doing the pastel background, you can just find a similar colour and just colour them in. They're probably going to be something minor, and no one will notice that you've just gone and done a little scribble where it's been, but I just thought I'd give you that tip rather than going in with a chunky bit of pastel again and making more of a mess. It's just easier to use a pencil. So I definitely want to make these leaves more muted rather than bright. And then, although in saying that, as soon as I say it, I think, oh, do I want to make them more muted or should I make them bright? It's funny because I think I have my ideas and they can change quite quick. I think these are fern leaves. I'm not sure if they are fern leaves, but that's what I'm going to call them, especially being from New Zealand. I'm going to do a nice dark, deep green. So maybe I'll start on those. The colour I'm using is pine green. It's also not the darkest green I have. The chrome oxide green is darker, so any bits where I feel need a bit more of a shadow, I'll probably just go in with that just to deepen it up. If you have any other video ideas that you'd like to see me do, or things you'd like to see me talk about, just leave that in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your ideas and make videos that you guys want to see. I've been good lately in putting out a video each week. I'd love to try and continue doing that. Get myself onto a schedule. Sometimes when you've got leaves like this that are quite fiddly and little bits to colour into, it's a good idea to keep them simple, especially when you have like 20 odd to do. If you make them too complicated, you can start to regret it after a while. That's looking nice. Okay. So I still haven't decided what the other colour is going to be for the leaves. Let's do some couple of tests. I quite like that one. That one's just a wee bit more yellowy brown. I think we're going to go with the chromium green opaque. And also I'm going to use a wee bit of earth green yellowish just in the centre of them. Putting that nice deep dark outline in there can cover up anywhere that the pastel has gone into the drawing, because obviously when I'm rubbing out where I don't want the pastel to be, I can't get a nice smooth perfect line with the eraser that I have. And let's do that centre dark too. Just blend it into that brown. And then let's see if we can zoom in a wee bit. Perfect, right. And we'll start from the outside and go inwards with that. Might just leave a little bit of that white highlight. This leaf's a lot less fiddly to colour than these ones that have all the little bits in and outs. Now if I can get this picture finished by the time this video goes out, I might actually just upload it onto my Instagram account on the same day this goes out. So that's just Leisha Loves as well on Instagram. So if you're not, you should definitely go and follow me there. I put out pictures of my work occasionally. I think for the flowers as well, I'll do them similar tones to the birds just to keep the page nice and cohesive. Just because I think that would be quite cool. The pinks down here and the pinks spread through there with the dark greens and yellowish orange background. Okay, I'm not sure when the camera went out, but I happened to look up and notice it wasn't filming anymore, so I'm sorry about that. Worries me when I look up and see that the camera's not working. I'm like, oh my gosh, how long has it been that I've been colouring and it's not been filming, and how much have I said that hasn't been recorded? I'm sure it will all work out fine. Righty-ho, let's get onto those flowers. So we'll go in with the pink carmine again. Actually, the other thing I'm going to do is do these centres a bright yellow. Do that first. So I'll just do a handful of flowers here. So I'm going to just fade that in from the edges to the centre, and then use that cream colour again, and I may even just, where some of those black dots are, change them to white dots, but there might not be enough contrast for there to be any point to doing that, so we'll see. Onto the cream. Throw some white dots in there. Yeah, it looks better going over the pink, then they get a bit lost in the centre. Yeah, that's quite cool. Okay, we'll do a few more and then I'll zoom out and show you what I've completed today. Now, I don't know how much I will have been able to edit this down, but it's been about an hour and a half's worth of colouring, and I've achieved, I feel like, quite a bit. I had to stop for 10 minutes just to let those 2 layers of the fixative dry, so and then just recording as well takes a little bit more time. But I've really enjoyed making this video for you today, so hopefully you enjoy it. It's always fun just starting with one idea and then doing something completely different. Like when I opened the book at the start of this video, I had no idea what page I was even going to colour. Just leaving a little bit of white in that centre near the yellow as well. Just because I went to the effort of rubbing that orangey yellow colour out, I don't want to just remove all the white. That gives it a nice highlight and glow anyway. This pencil I just can't seem to keep sharp. Seems to just crumble away. Yellow. And the yellow that I'm using is light yellow glaze. Going with those white dots again. Right, we'll zoom out. Oh, not in. I think I do that every time. Focus, right. So there is what I've completed in the last hour and a half. Let's pull this curtain back and yeah, that's pretty true to the colour, I think. So yeah, if you check out my Instagram, I will post the finished picture today when the video comes out, so for me in the future, but for you hopefully today if it's completed. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!